on Good Morning Sri Lanka, talking about nutrition this morning, and during that very quick break we had a small chat about dieting. Now I'm sure many of you out there might have at some point tried, it may not have lasted very long, but tried dieting. Now dieting isn't something that it takes a lot of focus to try to do it, but also I guess there's always this process of picking and researching into what kind of diet you should be taking on, or whether it's Atkins. And I know these are all dieting itself is a fairly new concept to us here in Sri Lanka, diets themselves. So but no carb diets and so on. So for those out there who might have questions about the dieting, how does that affect your nutrition? Obviously there's no easy way to lose weight or to take care of your body, but dieting, how does that work?
Yes, I mean, dieting, first of all you have to sort of like really ask yourself, do I need to diet? So are you dieting for yourself? Are you dieting for somebody else? What are you losing those pounds for? But I think it's important as well to look at your whole lifestyle. So I mean, dieting to most people, they think of they're going to exclude something. And as soon as you start thinking that you're excluding something, it actually becomes quite hard to sort of stick to. So the first thing to do is you have to be really focused. You have to ask yourself, what is it that I want to achieve? And really, when we look at sort of losing weight, it really boils down to the amount of calories that we're consuming. So the calories that we consume are our sort of energy source. If we consume more calories than we burn or use up on a daily basis, then we will store those calories as fat. And that's all there is to it. Yeah. So if you want to lose weight, you have to burn more calories than you're putting into your body. So maybe not just about excluding food from your diet, but maybe look at your lifestyle. What kind of exercise are you doing, and if you can
including something.
Absolutely, yeah. If you can increase your calorie output, then you can actually not have to worry so much about excluding things dietary wise. But going back to the sort of actually excluding things, one thing that's really useful, and it's been shown that people who decide that they're going to go on a diet or exclude some kind of food group, if they keep a food diary, if they actually are writing down every day the foods that they are eating, they're actually a lot more likely to lose those few pounds or lose an extra few pounds than people who maybe don't do that. I don't think realistically that many people are aware of just how much food that they're eating. And part of the problem that we have is with sort of talking about food processing and food refining, is that we are eating a lot of what's called energy dense. So, and I'm seeing, as I'm traveling around Colombo, certain brands of fast food outlets. I don't know whether I'm allowed to name them. I won't.
No names.
No names. No names. Yeah, they're kind of springing up here. We've got a lot of them in the UK, but they're springing up here too. And the kind of foods that you're getting there, they're very energy dense. So you're getting a lot of fat, a lot of sugar, not in huge amounts of portion. So you can eat those, a couple of hours later you'll be hungry again. So it's the amount of calories that we're actually consuming that we need to address, really.
We're not a big calorie counting nation. Counting calories is a little alien to us. It's not something that we're used to, because we don't look at an apple and go, oh, we don't take it and go, oh, this is 40 calories, or we don't look at a pack of cereal and go, okay, per serving we have X amount of calories.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is quite new to us, and it's not something that we would regularly do. I'm assuming a lot of people at home can kind of relate to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that something that we should be doing, counting calories or looking at what we're taking in?
It's not necessarily about counting calories, but just being aware of the kind of foods that you eat. Different food groups, so protein, carbohydrate, fat, have different energy levels, if you like. Protein delivers about 4 grams. 4 grams of, or 4 calories, per gram. That's it. And the same for carbohydrate. Fat, on the other hand, is much higher. It's nearly double the amount of energy. So if you eat a gram of fat and a gram of protein, you'll actually get more calories from the fat. So So that's the whole kind of hypothesis behind actually sort of, fat makes us fat. However, if you eat protein, your body burns a lot more calories itself in actually digesting that protein. So when we look at the calories that we're burning on a daily basis, we have what's called our basic metabolic rate. So if we just sit here and we do nothing all day, we will burn a certain amount of calories. If we go to the gym, we will burn a certain amount of calories. But a certain amount of calories that you have within your sort of amount that you have in a day is actually just through digesting. And so if we increase, for example, our protein, so if we have some primarily some lean meat, some leafy green veg, then we will actually feel fuller for longer, rather than sort of eating fat, which is very easily digested, makes us feel full for a bit, but then we feel sort of empty again. And again, the carbohydrates, we really do you need to restrict your carbohydrate. But I'm talking about the sort of stodgy carbohydrates. In the UK, it's things like people eat a lot of pasta, they eat a lot of sort of rice, a lot of potatoes, and they're the culprits that are making us pile on the pounds, because, like I said, our bodies can't cope with that, with the amount that we eat, so we kind of store it as fat. So yeah, if you want to lose those few calories, then those few pounds rather, stick to the sort of the better carbohydrates, so our leafy green veg, or salads, that kind of thing. I don't know, the sort of vegetables, nice solid lovely vegetables.
So passionate when you talk about food. It's a good thing in the morning.
Yes.
It is. But thank you very, very much to Dr. Nina Berry, who's been on our show talking to us about nutrition and food, and so many things that we have really taken away today, talking about fish and talking about butter, talking about rice, talking about things, coconut oil, things that we use day to day, and there's always so much discussion even at home amongst us. So hopefully we put a few questions to rest and you don't have as many, but thank you once again for being with us, and we wish you the very best of luck with everything. When we come back after this short break, we have for those of you who like chess, you'll find the next bit of the show very interesting. All of that in just a bit on the other side of this break on Good Morning Sri Lanka. Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka. Just before the break, we were talking about how to keep your mind healthy, and here's another way that you can do. And before I went into the break, I mentioned that we will be talking about chess. Now, to talk to us about a chess tournament that's coming up very shortly, we have with us the Vice Principal of Regent International School in Gampaha. We have Ms. Krishanti Wickramaarachi. We also have the teacher in charge of chess, Ms. Nimali Piris, and the sports coordinator, Mr. Michael Lebroy. So we'd like to say good morning and thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. It's a pleasure.
Morning. Now, we're talking about the chess tournament that is being organized, and I understand that it's in a couple of weeks on the 4th and the 5th and 6th of April, which is just around the corner. But let's talk a little bit about school to start off with, and the chess tournament. This is the second year that you will be hosting it. So let's talk about the last 3 years.
Yes, this is we are under TISL, that is the International Schools of Sri Lanka. So this is the 7th year that they are organizing the international chess tournament, and this is the second year that we are going to host it. And the first year we had quite nice experiences, and I hope that we help most of the students to come up with their talents and to encourage the other students to start up with chess. So this time, to the second time, we are organizing it again. For the first time, there were around 53 teams participating, and this time we have 95. So with this big improvement, we are trying to do our best and organize the chess tournament in this year to benefit all the student population in Sri Lanka. Now, when we think of a student, now we are going to build up the next population, right? It's the next generation. So that as a school, we are really interested in developing the academics, but the moral developments and the intelligence levels and how to compete, how to have healthy competition, and whenever a personality is taken, personality building up is so important. So just by doing academics or doing well in exams, we cannot have full personality. So therefore, as a school, we always encourage them to take part in at least one game. It can be basketball or netball or whatever, but we are really happy most of our students are selecting, they are opting for chess. So we understand and we have educated them the real importance of chess as a game, especially in the development of the brains, and normally as students we teach them. So when you take our brains, we have two lobes working, but in most of us only one side of the brain is working well. But chess is a game. If we practice it properly, we can have good coordination between the two lobes, so that always encourage, and it will improve our abilities, mathematical abilities, the remembering and all other aspects of education. So this, after we explain this, actually they understand it and they are opting for chess, and we are really happy the way that they are getting this. They get a lot of awards and they do a lot of participations around the country. And we know these are players. When you take the players individually, we have identified their talents. So most of them have done really well in their O levels and A levels. So we are proud of them. So I think the help of our principal, Mr. UN Marapana, and all the staff members, we are doing well, not only the chess, but especially in chess these days we are doing well, and we are trying to improve our standards.
Alright, well there you have it. Now we've heard from the vice principal, from the teacher in charge and from sports coordinator, but let's talk to the players themselves in just a bit, right after this quick break. Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka, and we're here with the chess team of Region International School College in Gampaha. We've got with us Varuni, Praveen, Davindu, Sitma, Abhilash and Hirani. Good morning guys, and thank you for being on the show.
Good morning.
Good morning. Alright, we'll start off with Varuni. Varuni is of course the head girl of school as well, and you play chess. So let's talk to you first about how long you've been playing chess for and why you chose to play chess.
I've been playing chess since 6 years. As a schooling student, it's not only the academic work that we should engage in. Always our school encourage us to balance both co-curricular activities and academic work. Of course, chess has made me more result oriented in my exams because it's a game played with the mind. It helps us to improve our concentration levels. So I would encourage any child to take up chess.
Alright, that sounds like a very positive answer, and I hope parents out there watching this also, because it's no doubt to parents out there also. Now Praveen, you are the chess captain for under 18. That's correct. Okay, so let's talk a bit about you and how you've been also playing chess. How long have you been playing chess?
I've been playing chess for 6 years. Yeah, I'm the captain of the under 18 team.
And how long? How do you think chess has kind of helped you with the work that you do?
Yeah, actually chess is like a game where you have to concentrate most of the time. So it automatically helps in the studies for concentration. And basically they both go hand in hand, so you don't have like specifically concentrate both on studies and chess. You can just do one of the thing and they'll help the other thing.
Now Davindu, my question to you would be, how do you find practicing for these tournaments? How do you fit that into your schoolwork and things like that?